Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Monique Amy. I'm an illustrator based in the Boston area with a love of the fiber arts. And I've been knitting. I learned to knit when I was 10, as for some reason a lot of us have. And then, I dabbled here and there. I think I made like a hat in college at some point. But I've been more seriously knitting for the last at least 3 years, I believe. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. I am wearing my Lume pullover by Sari Nordland. It is a little bit warm in here. I've also been running around preparing for stuff today. So I'm a little toasty, but I'm gonna persevere because this is the best holiday sweater ever, in my opinion, and I don't wear it enough. I knit size 4. I am looking at Ravelry over here, and I will be doing that for a lot of this video. And I knit this up in Cascade 220 in the colors Praline and Peach Dust. So Praline is kind of this tan color, and then this lighter color is Peach Dust. It has a very light pink color to it. My whole idea with this, oh my god, I'm already gonna be rambling and too long for this video. But yeah, my idea for this was to be like a gingerbread cookie. That was the thoughts there. Okay, let's jump right into it. So I have my trusted Martin's bag here with everything I knit in 2025. It's a lot more than I thought. It's crazy. I've watched other people's videos, of everything that they knit within a year, and I'm always like, that's crazy. Oh my god, what do they do? What do I do? This is crazy. Maybe I need to do more gift knits, but I am a bit of a selfish knitter, I'll be honest. Okay, let's start getting into it. This is not going to be in any particular order because I'm not that organized, and I don't have the time to be that organized. The way I figured out what I even knit in a year was, first I looked on Ravelry, and then I realized I've been inputting information wrong, or I haven't put in the actual date that I completed projects, so that was useless information. Nothing came up when I searched for 2025. So I just went through my Instagram. It's probably been over a year now that I've made my own separate Instagram for knitting. It's at mo.knits. My main Instagram is at Monique Amy. I'm a full-time illustrator. Yeah, so I've been posting regularly, so it was easy to just go back to the beginning of the year, look at my posts, and kind of figure out what I completed. So that's how I did that. I will say, how much I've worn an item. Would I knit it again? I'll try to give some feedback as to the actual knitted garment and how it fits into my wardrobe. I will quickly give some specs, if I know the sizing and yarn and of course the pattern designer and the pattern itself. I think that's it. I'm going to try and keep it snappy. So let's start. Just kidding, I needed some coffee. Oh yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. A little bit of hazelnut, a little bit of cream. All right, this is the first thing I grabbed. All right, this is the Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. And the yarn I knit this in is Sislergit Merino Singles in True Blue. I got this at there's a Boston yarn festival that happens once a year at SOA, and that's where I got this yarn. It was very exciting. Such a vibrant blue. Love it. This took me a while to finish, but I don't know that I would knit this again. I don't know if I'm a knitted garment short sleeve person. Is that the order of the words? So this is a raglan. I do like the raglan construction. I really like the V-neck. This is more fitted than I normally go for. That's also just the style. It is supposed to be somewhat fitted. And I do think I like that on me. I think I like how it looks. It's just temperature wise, I don't know when to wear it. I also probably should just make a video at some point of styling my knits and really push myself to style my knits, because I come in here into the studio every day pretty much, and I'm just dressing up for myself and I guess YouTube occasionally, but I tend to just you know, wear the same thing multiple days in a row and I don't care. So I do think I need to challenge myself a bit. The verdict is I need to challenge myself to wear this more. I don't think I've worn it enough. And I will say the yarn is pilling, so that's a bit of a bummer because I haven't worn it that much. But yes, beautiful color. That's that. Okay, next up I have the Poet Scarf. This is also by Sari Nordland, same pattern designer as the sweatshirt I'm wearing. And it is all over lace. And I knit this with Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Sport, held with Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the color Powder. Basically, I was just trying to use up some yarn I had. I had the mohair, and then I actually found the sport yarn, the Cascade sport yarn, at the thrift store, which is very unusual for me. So of course I picked it up, didn't really know what to do with it. I think I had like 3 skeins of it. And yeah, I just felt like challenging myself to some lace. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Have I worn it a lot? No, I have not. So I either need to give this to someone who will wear it more, or I need to challenge myself to wear it. I do kind of wish it was like a more fun color. If you look on Ravelry at the scarf, like Sari Nordland's version is in blue, and it is, well, one of the versions, and it is so beautiful. And I think I'm craving more of a richer color. That being said, you know, this like off-white color is so versatile, so I probably should just challenge myself to style it. So again, I actually just need to challenge myself to wear this. But it's holding up nicely, like I think because of the mohair, like this is not going to pill. This is going to stay very nice. Oh, and this was so satisfying to block out. It was just like such a transformation. So I would recommend this pattern. It's not the easiest to, you know, just sit and watch TV and knit and, you know, zone out. Like I really had to pay attention to the charts. You do kind of memorize it after a while, but it's just, I never got to a point where I didn't need to look at the chart. I would knit this again. I really like it. All right, next. All right, this is a recent thing. As you can see, I haven't even finished, tied in these ends. This is the Salty Sailor Collar, and this is by Shan Fran. And it's such a cool design. I just knit it because I thought it was so unique. Let me sort of style it for you. So it's sort of meant to be, well, I'm sure I'm going to style all these and do, well, not really style them, but try everything on for this video. But just to give you a quick glimpse, it's like a square back, sailor style back with like a little tie in the front. And I think it's such a fun design. Have I worn it yet? Obviously not, because I haven't even tied in the ends. I was unsure if I liked this crochet border. I think I-cord might look nicer. I think at this point I'm going to, call it a day and just finish it because I did the whole thing and it looks good enough. So yeah, I just kind of have to do that and then again, challenge myself to style it. Oh yeah, yarn. I didn't put what yarn I used. Everything I used was sport weight. And then the red, so the blue and brown were both sport weight. And then this red color was fingering like sock yarn that I held double. Really cool design. I can't speak to how it wears just yet. And I will need to challenge myself to style it. Uh-oh, we have a trend. Okay, this next one is my Olga jacket. This took me a while to do, but I love how it came out. However, we are going to have the exact same verdict. So if you're not familiar, this is the Olga jacket by Petite Knit, very popular pattern. There is also the Olga pullover or sweater, so, not a cardigan. And I knit this in Heirloom Merino Fleck 8-ply in the color Linen. That's kind of this like off-white color. And then this like purpley maroon color is by Picked Wool, P-I-C-T. And it's a sport weight. I think the Merino Fleck is worsted, but they worked fine together. Was not an issue. So oh my God, I'm so bad. I still have not put the buttons on this. January, I need to do a video where I just like wrap some things up because I have so many lingering small little tasks to do. Maybe it's something we can do together in January because I gotta I gotta sort myself out. I do think I'll wear this a lot. I did briefly wear it and I could tell it was a bit itchy on my skin. I think especially the picked wool, it's a little bit rougher. So I do think I need to get a thin layer to wear underneath. I do think I'll wear it a lot. I think maybe more so in the fall. But yes, sorry, I cannot speak to how it wears or all that. I need to finish it. Okay, next. Let's do another little scarf. I did a lot of scarves this year. I think they're just fun, small, easy to travel with projects. I'm not a big sock knitter, so I think these little like color work type or lace scarves that are a little bit more complicated is kind of my jam. This is the Pressed Flowers Kerchief by Amy Christoffers. I believe this is a free pattern, so pretty exciting. This, I just used yarn in my stash and it was like the most exciting color combo I've ever done. So this is like a very dark, I guess it's like a charcoal, maybe navy, maybe it's just like a charcoal color. And that is Woolfolk Tinned in 5 dark gray. And then the orange is Amirisu Trek in 13 Campfire, which it looks like I held it single. So that would have been, I guess they're both fingering. I feel like the Woolfolk Tinned might be Sport. Love how this came out. I have worn it a couple times. I really like it. The only thing I need to get, what will make me wear this more is to, I talked about this in a previous video, but like some sort of clip or clasp to keep it in place. And I did get a lot of good feedback where I could like knit my own little loop to keep it on better. Or I've seen people use rings, things like that. So I need to experiment with it, but I do wear this and I really, really like it. This would also be a really good gift knit. Okay, moving along. All right. So this is my Hilda sweater. This is a pattern by Lario Knits, and this was my first ever test knit. That was one of my goals this year, was to do a test knit, and I did it, and it was awesome. Yeah, I've talked about this a lot in my podcasts over the last year. I mean, I haven't been podcasting that long. So yeah, I kind of explain, I changed colors multiple times. I'm really happy with how this came out. I'm happy with the colors I chose. The test knit went great. It was a really smooth, nice experience. I was a little nervous, but I think I was able to like keep on pace pretty well with everyone. This is not my favorite yarn. So I ended up doing Universal Yarn Deluxe Worsted Superwash. So it's mostly superwash. The blue in here is Cascade 220, and I believe that's not superwash. But yeah, it's just like, it's not that soft. It's not itchy. It's just not the nicest feeling sweater. I guess it's got that like plasticky feel, maybe. So I guess that's my only regret, is this is not my favorite yarn, so I don't love wearing it for that reason. But I think it looks really nice. Do I wear it? I could probably wear it more. I find because it's a dark navy, I don't know what color pants to wear with it. Maybe brown? I don't know. I get a little lost with this one, but I like it. The yarn is holding up quite nicely. I don't really see any pilling, nothing crazy. And yeah, I would recommend this pattern if you're interested in a colorwork pattern. I think because it's like in sections, it's pretty doable. It was a great knit. Okay, now we're really changing things up here. Oh my gosh, I don't even think I have this in Ravelry. Wow, I didn't even put this project in Ravelry. Honestly, just this year is when I started being better about documenting my projects, so I'm not going to have as much information about this. I think this was probably probably a lingering whip from the previous year, and it was on hold for a really long time, and then finally, earlier this year, I think I finally finished it, so this is a really old one. I'm still counting it as 2025 because I'm pretty sure I did finish it this year. Anyways, this is the Sailor Swift top by Veronica Lindberg, also known as Kutavakika on YouTube. Oh my god, I just sneezed 3 times. Okay, I hope that's done. This I knit with leftover Knitting for Olive 100% silk or pure silk, which is the white, and then the gray was leftover. I think that was like lace weight, this like gray yarn I got in Australia that actually has some Australian possum fibers in it. Pretty wild. I will say it is a little bit itchy because of that, which is not great because I wear a bra under this, but I'm not trying to, layer this top. It's pretty fitted. The pure silk feels so nice, and it's very like moisture wicking. So I wore this a few times in the summer, and it was really cute. And I'm glad I have it in my wardrobe. I would knit it again. I would not use possum and I would maybe size up a little bit, or I bet my gauge was small on this. I also, when I knit this, I doubt I did a gauge swatch for this, so I'm lucky it even fits. All right, here is another scarf situation. This is a shawl. So this is the Pressed Flowers shawl by Amy Christoffers. This is a paid for pattern. It is very similar to the kerchief. It's just like the all over flower motif. This is, I should have mentioned this for the other one. This is mosaic knitting. It's just like a way of doing color work where you don't have to hold both colors at once. You kind of like knit one color and slip stitches and then do the same with the other color, and then it sort of ends up creating color work that way. It's a pretty unique way of creating color work. I enjoy it. This I just knit up with some leftover yarn, which was Cascade 220 Praline. It was leftover from this. Oh my God. And then the yellow is this it's Earth, URTH, Harvest Worsted in Citrus. And I believe that's like naturally dyed yarn. That was an impulsive purchase I bought earlier in my knitting revival journey. I don't usually buy random skeins like that anymore unless it's a really good deal and I'm at Martin's. I love this color combo. It was like a happy, I don't know, sometimes I get ideas and I dig through my stash and I just get all excited. So that's what happened with this. I knit this larger than the pattern, I believe, because I had the yarn and I was like, I might as well just keep making it bigger. Why not? Have I worn this? I actually wore this to a fall wedding and I think it looked really nice. To be fair, I only wore it for like 5 minutes and then took it off, but I think it was really nice. I'm happy to have this in my wardrobe. I probably don't wear it that much if I'm being honest, but I love it. This I did memorize after a while, so this is a fun pattern to just have on the needles. I would totally knit this again. Okay, this is my Vilma top by Gregoria Fibers, and I knit this in Queensland Collection Coastal Cotton. The original pattern, I believe, it's definitely not in cotton, but I really wanted this as a summer knit, so I knit it in cotton. I also was super obsessed with this color at the time. I still am very into this color. And yeah, it's like a lace vest, and it knit up really fast because I really wanted this as an object and I knit it in the summer and I wanted it in the summer, so I was like, okay, let's go. Also, doing this lace motif was so fun and kind of addicting because I think this might have been my first lace project, so it was a little intimidating, but ended up being super easy, super chill. I will say this is very cropped, and I think I've seen other people mention that about this pattern. It is a very, very cropped pattern, and I have a short torso, so that's saying something. So I do wish it was maybe slightly longer, but I don't know. I wore it this summer. It looked great. I guess I didn't wear it in like the super hot summer days, but I definitely got to wear it a bit here and there. Obviously, I'm not wearing it this time of year. I suppose I could layer it with like a long sleeve shirt underneath. That could be interesting. Maybe I should challenge myself to wear this now. That could be a good idea. I think that's all I have to say about that. Ooh, look at this beast. Okay, this is probably the most exciting thing I knit this year. This is my Dagmar jacket by Petite Knit, which is like all over cables and textures. And I knit this in Heirloom Merino Fleck 8-ply. It says the colorway cream. I don't think that's true. I think this is linen because this is the same as, it's the same as my Olga jacket, cardigan, whatever. It's the same yarn I used for that. So I think it's linen. Anyways, this was a beast. I did knit it off gauge. I think the yarn I picked is maybe slightly small or my gauge was just off. I did do a gauge swatch, and it was small. But I think I went with it and I just, what did I do? Oh, it's because this is DK weight yarn and you're supposed to use Aran. So I was just headstrong because I bought this yarn in Australia and it was like special yarn. I really wanted to use it. So I just ended up going up needle sizes, and I also it says I knit a 2XL. So I was doing all sorts of things to make this work. I do think I maybe made it slightly too big in like width. I think I got scared and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, because you know what? Originally I was knitting a champagne cardigan and that was way too small, probably because I didn't do a gauge swatch. I've learned my lesson. I'm much better about gauge swatches now. Anyways, yeah, it is like very wide, but I love it. The buttons I chose for it I think are really nice. Wearing it, I do find, and this is probably again because of all these adjustments I made and it's because it's so wide, it tends to like fall back on me. I feel like I constantly have to adjust it to push it back forward. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to redo it. I love it. It's such a classic looking cardigan, or jacket, whatever. I'm proud of it. I would knit it again in maybe a bright color. I think earlier in my knitting journey, I was kind of more into neutrals, and now I'm like, oh, I want these like rich, beautiful colors in my life. So I would knit this again, maybe like a deep blue or a red. Those are the kind of the colors I'm obsessed with currently. Do I have anything? Oh yeah, have I worn this? I have worn this. Yeah, I've brought it with me to a trip to Acadia and I wore it up there and it was super cozy. The yarn is holding up fantastic. This is a really great yarn. It is from Australia, so I think it's hard to get here. I did buy it when I was here in the US because I ran out. And I was able to find someone on Etsy who was selling it. Obviously, I had to pay shipping and all that. If you're in Australia, this is really great yarn. I think it's like very affordable. It's 100% wool. There's no pilling on this. And again, I have worn it. So yeah, great workhorse yarn. Highly recommend. Ooh, okay. This was a fun one. So this I would have knit at the very beginning of the year. And this is the Berlin scarf by Suzanne Mueller. My pile is getting a little high here. Hopefully you can still see me. So yeah, this is such a fun scarf. I love wearing this. This I knit in Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in 26 Cobalt Blue. I don't have too much to say in my notes. So it's basically a huge tube and then you do these like super chunky kind of like I-cord fringe. I love wearing this. It has not pilled. It doesn't even really snag too much. I guess there's a tiny bit of fluff, but it hasn't really pilled. I love wearing it. It's so warm. I would totally knit this in another color, and it's a really great, really easy knit to watch TV with and not think. It's a great way to not think is to knit this scarf. So love that. Oh yeah, I guess this was this year too. Oh my gosh. This is my Norma sweater. This is a pattern by My Favorite Things. It says I knit myself an XL. It says I did 2 gauge swatches, both using 5mm needles. The larger swatch was held double, the smaller was single. Oh yeah, I ended up going just single. Anyways, I must have been off gauge and sized up. Because I would say I'm more like a medium to large. So XL, I'm probably trying to make up for my small gauge. And I love this. I wear this all the time. Love this. This is probably my favorite sweater. I just think the colors feel very me. I feel good in this. I get compliments on this sweater. There's some very slight pilling happening, but again, like I wear this a lot. Oh, I didn't say what yarn I used. Oops, sorry. The brown is definitely sport weight, and I think this probably calls for thicker yarn, is my guess. I'm not sure. The blue is the same as my Cumulus tee. It's kind of cool having multiple garments that like have the exact same yarn used in it. Oh yeah, a modification I did to this that does make it more wearable for me is I ended up folding down the neckline because this design, it's meant to have like a higher turtleneck type vibe, and that just didn't feel me. And this yarn is a little bit scratchy. It's not bad if I wear a t-shirt underneath and like this part of my arm is fine. Yeah, I just folded it down, sewed it, and it's much more wearable for me that way. And yeah, this is a raglan, fits great. I love the design. I would absolutely knit this again. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have 2 left. Oh my god, just kidding. I didn't even put this in Ravelry. Dang it. I think this is by Other Loops. I'm gonna have to investigate. I'm running out of time because I have to go. And I'm still filming. So I think this is by Other Loops, and I will confirm that. But it was just a quickie little scarf. I made it with some leftover yarn from my stash, and it would be a great gift knit. I would knit this again. It's super cute, very soft. The yarn has some really beautiful colored speckles in it. I don't wear it a lot though, so I should probably give it to someone. Okay, the final one. This is my most recent finished sweater. This is the Marielle blouse, and it is by Maria Schei Mogenstad. I feel bad about my pronunciation. And it is knit with, so it's fingering held with mohair. The fingering weight is Lexington Woolly's 4-ply, and that was just in like a natural white color, undyed. Held with Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in powder. For some reason, I only use the color powder. It's just like a very nice hazy pink, and I don't know, I think it suits me. So this is all over lace work. It's meant to kind of mimic like the pointelle lace work vibe. I just finished this, so I haven't worn it yet. It is very warm, I think. I also, because of the mohair, I don't think you have to wear anything underneath it. Like, I really don't think this exposes anything when I wear it, like if I just wear like a nude bra. But I think because of the mohair, I do want to layer it so I'm not itchy, but then it's like really warm, which is I guess good because it's freezing here in Boston. So yeah, I can't speak to how it wears yet because I haven't really had a chance. But I love it. I think it came out great. It blocked out beautifully, and I'm excited to style it soon. Okay, wow. That was a lot. Thank you for watching. I knit way more than I thought I did this year. Like looking at this pile in front of me, I don't know if that's in view or not. That's a lot of knitting. So do I have any takeaways? I think I just want to be mindful about like how I will actually wear and style my knits and how I can incorporate it into what I already have in my wardrobe. I think thinking about color is super important. Being more playful with color. I'm realizing like the off-white and tan colors aren't really my thing. I think I'd prefer richer colors. I don't know. I'm excited to keep knitting, obviously. And I mean, it's my favorite hobby, so I think this is fine. It's fine to have this many garments in a year. Let me know if you are inspired by anything you saw in this, like if you're going to make any of these patterns, or if you have made any of these patterns. I'd love to know. I guess if we were going favorites real quick, I will say my Norma sweater was my favorite, hands down. That is the top knit for me, and I think it's my most worn. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you soon. Bye.